Hello, friends and neighbors. Welcome in. Glad to have you with us. Let's go for another day. It's the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Thank you for being around with us. I hope you're able to give us the full 4 hours. If not, whatever time you're able to give us, we're appreciative of it. It's episode 979 of our gatherings together. We're found on a variety of platforms. We like to tell you about those, inundate you with those at the beginning of the show so you can carry us wherever you might go. We're on TuneIn. We're on Spotify. We're on iHeart. We're on our own app, supertalk997wtn.com. That is not a website. I don't know why I just did that. I'm a little out of it today, so y'all will have to forgive me. I don't know why. Maybe it's allergies. Maybe I'm coming down with something. Perhaps I have a tumor. I have no idea, but I'm a bit out of it, so you'll forgive me, I beg of you. But anyway, Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, our app, supertalk997 WTN, and then, of course, Talk TV. As it is. Still working on Talk TV. It's my understanding that we're waiting on parts, and then as soon as we get parts in, we'll get that back up and running ASAP. And when I say up and running, Talk Television is running. It's just they call it the lag in the business. I don't really know what that means, but it lags from time to time if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, or Rumble. That is not your system. That is our system. And we apologize for that. We're doing the best I can. The squirrels are running as fast as they possibly can in those little treadmills, and we will get everything A-OK as soon as the parts come in. So that at least that's what I'm told, and I'm just the messenger here. Don't kill the messenger. Speaking of not killing the messenger, there's Jackson Williams. He's behind the glass, making sure that everything that comes out of our speaker sounds as good as humanly possible. Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. How was the rookie last night?
It was wonderful. Great
you enjoyed
episode.
It? Yeah. Were you not going to tell anybody that it changed over to Mondays? Because Erica is not very happy with you right now.
I texted you last Monday about it moving to Mondays.
Well, you texted me. That's the problem. As soon as I see, I just ignore it completely and just move on.
Great show.
It's a fascinating thing that you and my wife have such similar taste in television programming. Fascinating. I'm not commenting on it. I'm not suggesting that there's any sort of negative anything surrounding that. I'm fascinated by the fact that it is.
Here's the thing: the rookie got really popular on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's where the younger demographic found it.
On the talk,
yes,
they call it on the talk.
That's where I found it, at least.
You found it on the talk, did you?
I did.
How'd you find that 911 show?
Same thing.
Same thing.
People just post clips to it on there.
Excuse me. Not only am I tiring of this discussion, but Ken Weaver's got something to say. Ken Weaver's back. In News Closet B, he gathers headlines twice an hour, and when it breaks, he gathers it constantly, delivers it twice an hour, and when it breaks. Man, oh man, I wish I could start this show over. Golly.
How about you boys?
What's up, Weaver?
Nothing much, man.
I wish that you had not alerted me to the issues on I-65 in the Columbia area, because I could have been late and I would not have screwed the show up in the fashion that I've been doing.
You're doing fine, Brother Murphy.
It's just every other day.
Listen, if I'm batting 50%, I could do the weather or play Major League Baseball.
That's batting 500, baby.
That's batting 500. I'm in the Hall of Fame, pal.
Woo.
Come on. We've got a lot to get into today, fellas. Obviously, there's some local news going on. We don't know anything about this ICE detention facility. Dan Mandis and I think very similarly. I'll tell you that in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, we're insanely different people. But when it comes to trying to get information to the general public, we think similarly from time to time. And so I wasn't aware until the last newscast that, Dan, I must have missed Senator Mark Pody on Nashville's Morning News this morning, because I have reached out to Senator Mark Pody to have him on the show this afternoon. But we might do that anyway if there's an update, because apparently Immigration and Customs Enforcement, not that I'm against any of this, they want to open up a facility out in Lebanon, and that's cool, but no one seems to know what's going on or where it is or what.
Yeah, it's kind of odd.
It is weird. It is weird.
Especially since reports say ICE is claiming more than 7,000 jobs this thing's going to create.
Yeah, and I assume that's construction work on the facility.
That's all I can figure.
Obviously, if it employed 7,000 people permanently, it would be one of the largest employers in this region. And I don't think that's the case. So I would assume that many of those are temporary type jobs. That's probably the total number that they anticipate that it's going to employ permanent and temporary. One way or the other, I'm all good with it. I just don't understand why state and local officials either A, don't know anything about it, or B, they know something about it and don't want to talk about it. Now, I believe Mark Pody when he says he doesn't know anything about it, but I also reached out to the governor's office, and I've yet to get anything back from the governor's office. Here, let me turn this television off of sports.
Sports?
Yeah, Chad watches sports.
Oh, yeah, he was watching one of the channels that runs
That's
the
all good.
Olympics.
That's all good, one way or the other. So, so who knows what's going on out there? We'll try to break it down for you. We will speak to Representative John Rose, not only about the possibility that we have some sort of partial government. I mean, I guess we've got a partial government shutdown happening right now. Although the Democrats are doing this to try to impact immigration and customs enforcement work, they're not impacting any of that work because ICE is fully funded thanks to the big, beautiful bill through 2028. They are impacting other areas of the Department of Homeland Security, supposedly TSA, although TSA says they're fine right now. So I don't know what shutdown. This is the worst government shutdown in the history of government shutdowns. And trust me, I know government shutdowns, and this one is not very good. So we'll speak to John Rose about that. We will talk to him about TVA and some of their shenanigans that they're engaged in up in Sumner County. We will also talk to him about he's kind of going after Core Civic. Core Civic is a private organization, and I understand they're an easy punching bag, right? Because they run prisons. And, nobody's out there rah-rahing about our prisons, whether they're state-run or whether they're privately run. But apparently Core Civic has had a couple of issues over the years with regard to how they manage the prisons. I put some of this responsibility on the commissioner of the Department of Corrections. That's what's that fellow's name? Strada. I think some of the Frank Strada. So we're going to talk to John Rose about this and figure out exactly what he wants to do about it and how much he knows and whether or not it would impact in any sort of positive way our prison systems here in the state of Tennessee, amongst and we'll talk to John about a couple of other things. If you got anything on your mind, you're always welcome on the Super Text line at 615-737-9986. Speaking of you on the phones, love to hear from you. I've got a call out to, what's this guy's name again? Oh, I had him right here. He is supposedly he is the owner of Acme Feed and Seed, although there's a dispute whether or not Tom Morales is the or one of the owners of Acme Feed and Seed. There are several. I've posted about this on social media platforms like my Twitter feed. You can go to the X Machine, at Matt Murphy Show, and find me over there, at Matt Murphy Show. Follow, and I promise you I'm entertaining, especially when I've had a few. So Tom Morales is apparently the owner, and some people say that there's another ownership group. I don't know. I don't think it matters, honestly. And Morales is the latest in a line of business owners in the city of Nashville that have alerted the city of Nashville, hey, guys, we can't do this very much longer. This meaning paying the dramatically onerous property taxes initiated by Cooper before him and now Mayor Freddie O'Connell today. And Freddie O'Connell doesn't seem to give a rip. Now, we've reached out to the mayor's office. Freddie's been on this show in the past, and I actually was asking Freddie to come on the show to give a follow-up on Nashville Electric Service and tell us exactly where we are and what we're doing in that regard. And in following up on the follow-up, I talked to his people in the mayor's office in the city of Nashville and said, hey, they originally said I offered them anytime this week, and they said they were checking, and that was last week. And I doubled it down on it this morning, said just touching base, possibly getting the mayor on today or anytime this week. And I was told that, at least as of today, the earliest that he could schedule, y'all ready for this, When do you think the mayor can schedule some time with us, Jackson?
April 15th.
Let's not be silly, Jackson. It's not April 15th. Come on. It's way before then. It's February the 26th.
Oh, that's next week.
That's 9 days from now. At 1:45 in the afternoon, Central Standard Time. And I suppose they know we're not on the air then, but that's fine. I agreed to it. I said, we'll pre-tape. Because here's the thing. Does Freddie O'Connell loves to tout when he comes on our radio show how much he loves the fabric of Nashville, how he grew up here, how he loves going to Robert's Western World and having a PBR with the folks, how he loves the bones of Nashville and what this city has meant to so many that have lived here for so long. Yet when it comes to management of the city in a way where these local business, these iconic businesses can manage to survive, he doesn't seem to care. Matter of fact, according to a news story out of Fox 17, he just said it, that he didn't really care. Apparently, Freddie O'Connell, when alerted to the idea that there are business concerns regarding whether or not these operations can remain in business, not just on Lower Broadway, folks. And I understand that many of us, I would include myself, I can't remember the last time I went to Lower Broadway. I suppose it was when someone was in town. Matter of fact, I think the last time I was down there is when you and I were down there, Jackson, after the football game.
We had a good time.
We did have a great time. I mean, it's good when you go down there, but you pay for it. And a lot of times we're like, oh, my God, these business operations, they're gouging us with their stupid $16, $17 beers. This is ridiculous. They're getting rich on us. Well, Morales and others on Lower Broadway would like to remind you, not only are their leases insanely high because of the property value evaluations and some of the sale prices that are going on down there, and I know that the city doesn't have anything to do with that, but now it's the property taxes that they're having to pay. So if you've not heard, Mayor Freddie O'Connell basically has stated that if a business like Acme Feed and Seed, so Acme Feed and Seed, and I did a little sleuthing this morning, and I wasn't up with this, but apparently it was an iconic building. It's been down there forever. It operated as an actual feed and seed store until the late 1990s. The landmark location was set for total demolition or renovation, and one of the men responsible for preserving it is a fellow by the name of Tom Morales. Tom Morales helped preserve Loveless Cafe, which is an iconic location in Nashville. He also helped preserve the Woolworth building and the lunch counter at the Woolworth, which was obviously significant within the civil rights history of this city and this state and this country. And he preserved the Acme Feed and Seed, which was operating downtown for 56 years before closing in 1999. According to the article by Fox 17, when Morales saw the building vacant for more than a decade, he decided to bring it back, not as a theme park, but as the real thing. Morales revamped it and spent a lot of money refurbishing it, rallied investors to save what we know as the Loveless Cafe when it faced a demolition to make way for a strip mall. He helped preserve the historic Woolworth lunch counter as well. Morales said that their property taxes at Acme, and understand something, I mean, I'm sure they make a decent amount of money, and it's obviously in a insanely expensive location. Their property tax nut went from $129,000 a year to $600,000 a year. Nearly $500,000 increase in a single year. Now, this is after we talked to, is it Carrie Bringle? I think that's right, with Peg Leg Porker. Why can't I remember his name? I don't know why, but Peg Leg Porker. And he said he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the increase in property taxes. We heard from the owner of Arnold's, and Arnold's closed down and then opened back up, and they said they can't handle the insane property taxes. Local business owners are getting pushed out of this community in favor of these big, rich, corporate fat cats, and I'm wondering, who's here speaking for the little guy? Who's here speaking for these businesses that have been iconic in the city of Nashville way longer than Matt Murphy's been here? And in response, Morales said he asked Mayor Freddie O'Connell for a meeting to discuss relief. The mayor did not respond. When Fox News, that's Fox 17 Local, asked the mayor directly whether the city would step in, Mayor O'Connell said, quote, "It's not up to me whether he keeps that business open. The market evolves. New businesses start even as beloved old businesses close." In other words, if he dies, he dies. It's like Ivan Drago in Rocky IV when he kills Apollo Creed. Hey, look at what you did. If he dies, he dies. Whatever. Who cares? Screw him. Exit in, screw you. Ryman Auditorium, see you, pal. Whatever. Ernest Tubb Record Shop, there'll be more. Tootsie's, to hell with you. I mean, is that your attitude? Honestly? In the meantime, in order to stay afloat, these businesses, rightly so in many ways, are being criticized for the amount of money they're charging. You go down to Lower Broadway, and I know many of you don't regularly, but you go down to Lower Broadway, and you're spending an arm and a leg just to have a couple of appetizers and a few drinks with some friends, and we blame the businesses, but a lot of times the businesses have to charge that just to maintain in the black. So I've got a call out to Tom Morales, and hopefully he'll answer that call, and we'll have him on. We also have a call out to Mayor Freddie O'Connell. We'd love to get your thoughts on all of it. I mean, maybe you don't care. I mean, what they are about to do is kill the golden goose. Right now, outside of Davidson County, our property taxes in the state of Tennessee are relatively low. Obviously, we do not have an income tax in the state of Tennessee. Yes, we pay sales taxes, but consumer-based taxes, consumption-based taxes, that's the way that it ought to be. But I promise you this, folks. When the tourists stop coming to this state, and I'm not predicting it's going to happen anytime tomorrow or the next week or the next month, but eventually it will happen. They'll stop coming here. As much as they love the topography, as much as they love the hospitality, as much as they love the friendliness, as much as they love the iconic nature, they'll stop coming here. When what makes Nashville special goes away because they can't afford to be here anymore and it's replaced by a damn Olive Garden, they'll stop coming here. And the government is still going to want its money. And when they can't get it from the tourists, they'll get it from you. Meantime, they're spending money hand over fist on that East Bank. I guess maybe Freddie O'Connell just doesn't think that Morales and these other folks are serious. Maybe he doesn't think Arnold's is serious. Maybe he doesn't think Bringle with peg leg porker is serious. 9055 says, I'm glad we live in Robertson County and Davidson has Freddie. They voted for him. They better. Well, look, it's going to impact you too, Robertson County, because the amount of money that comes into the state via tourism is largely because of Nashville, not because of Robertson County. No offense to Robertson County. I cannot impress upon you enough, if you live in the outskirts, how much Davidson County impacts you. Whether you want it to or not, whether you want to believe it or not. I don't give a crap about no Nashville. Screw Nashville. Well, you better. Nashville's the golden goose. And Freddie's killing him. Freddie's killing the golden goose. 26 after the hour on Super Talk. Oh, I'm sorry. I was typing a message to Gavin Newsom. Gavin is mouthing off about how awesome California is. What an absolute joke this guy is. So apparently he and Marsha Blackburn were getting into it. Marsha said, looks like Gavin Newsom, this is from yesterday apparently, looks like Gavin Newsom will be in Nashville this coming weekend. As governor of California, he's driven his state into becoming the most unaffordable in America. Tennesseans have worked too hard to build what we have, and we're not interested in Gavin Newsom's failed radical left policies that have wrecked California. Gavin Newsom is running for president of the United States, as everyone knows. Gavin, in turn, wrote this, and I'm curious if any of you have any thoughts on it, especially those of you that migrated from California. Gavin said to Senator Blackburn, "Spare me, Marsha. Tennessee's violent crime rate is one of the highest in the nation." You know, if you take Memphis out of the equation. Anyway, and although Memphis's crime rate is going down precipitously, thank you to the federal government in conjunction with the state of Tennessee. Anyway, spare me, Marsha. Tennessee's violent crime rate is one of the highest in the nation. Californians make more money, live longer, and are overall happier, while you promote policies that have resulted in lawlessness and higher depression rates. Does anyone believe that? Like, per capita, California does not report all of their violent crime to the FBI, which skews the statistics. Number two, California has a lot of areas that are, relatively speaking, low crime because they keep the criminals out in their gated communities in many of these regions. Number three, you know, I've not been. I can't speak to it. But the people that have tell me that if you can step over the needles and the poop and the homelessness and the drug addicts and the tent encampments in these major cities, that California is a lovely place. Oh, don't stay there, though, because you can't afford to. There's a reason why more people move out of California every year than any other state in the union. It's because California has everything that it needs to be an oasis, a paradise, and it's not. Well, dang it, I was going to Vicky to talk about Acme Feed and Seed, and she hung up. That's too bad. Y'all call me, 615-737-9986, 615-737-9986. Brian writes in, and he's right. It's just like a communist to say that government can cure depression. Gavin is attempting to woo us with kindness, I guess, or he's trying to kill us with kind words in an effort to get some votes out of Tennessee. I don't know. 6838 says, the only time I was ever been robbed at gunpoint was in Oakland, California. And, you know, if California is such an awesome place, why are people moving out of California in droves? Why are they moving to Florida? Why are they moving to Texas? Why are they moving to Tennessee? Why are they moving to other parts of the Southeast? You know, Gavin Newsom is just full of garbage. The former Californians that are fleeing here, our main concern about them fleeing here is that they don't bring the same type of voting patterns that got them into the nonsense mess that they were running from. Number two, I love it when Democrats like Gavin Newsom try to throw crime statistics in our face. When you sit down and you look where the crime is, the crime in the state of Tennessee exists almost exclusively where Democrats have control. The city of Knoxville, Nashville, and Memphis. The city of Knoxville, Nashville, and Memphis. A little bit of crime in Chat, but not much. So it's amazing to me how Democrats will ignore when you try to subdivide those types of things. Where's all the violent crime coming from in Tennessee there, Gavin? In liberal enclaves that still exist. And, by the way, the local leadership in Memphis that told us for years that they couldn't do anything about the crime, that they were trying their hardest, that they were doing their best. The federal government steps in with some resources, along with the state of Tennessee, with the blessing of Governor Bill Lee, and they're cleaning up the crime problem in Memphis. And people in Memphis are saying that they can actually go outside after dark again, thanks to that response. Just ridiculous. Dinah is next. Am I pronouncing that correctly, Dinah? Is it Dinah or Dina?
It's Dina.
Hello, Dina. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Okay, first of all, Gavin is a joke. Second of all, I've spoken with probably at least 15 to 20 different people that have moved here from California that are either Republican or conservative. The main reason, all of them, the main reason they got out of there is because the crime and the liberal BS that's going on a daily basis. And at least the 25 people that I've talked to, one of which has become a very good friend of mine, they're not going to vote blue. So, and the reason that they left is California's an armpit.
California is a what?
Armpit.
Oh yeah. Well,
like
once again, I've reached a point in my life. I always said I wanted to get out to California, and for some reason I never did. I've been to every other portion of the United States of America, I'm proud to say, and I've had the opportunity to travel all up and down the eastern seaboard to Chicago, to the Midwest. I've been out to Nevada, been out to New Mexico, obviously multiple times, family out there. But I've never been to California. It feels weird at the age of 52 to say that, but it's true. Never been to California. So I cannot speak personally about California. But those that have been there, those that have lived there, I know plenty of people. I mean, obviously, Dan Mandis grew up there. Chad was there for a period in time. I know plenty of people that came from there. Our good friend Steve Abramowitz with Heartland Journal was out on the West Coast for a long time. They all say the same thing. It is the most beautiful region of the world. I mean, that just has such insanely great natural beauty. Has great weather conditions in many portions of that huge state. And the politicians have absolutely destroyed it as a place of livability for middle-class America. Just destroyed it. You ever been to California there, Jackson?
Yep, went to Disneyland, rode the Matterhorn.
I'm told.
Got me some mouse ears.
How old were you?
15.
Your mouse ears say Jackson on them?
No.
No, you didn't get a little writing on there?
No, I got those. I went to Disney World when I was like 7.
Mm-hmm.
I got the...
You know, I'm told that if you've been to Disney World, when you go to Disneyland, it's a big disappointment.
It's...
A lot smaller?
Yeah, so last time I went to Disney World, I think we went on my senior trip when I was like 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I had been to Disneyland. Disney World was way bigger and better.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was the second generation. I mean, it was the second iteration of...
Disneyland is cool, though, because it's historic. It's kind of like the OG.
All right.
It's got a lot of the...
What is the... Matterhorn is a roller coaster?
The bobsled coaster.
Okay.
Woo! Woo!
That sounds like a lot of fun. Sounds like the log flume out at Opryland, USA.
Never got to go to Opryland.
Yeah. I saw a 30-minute...
YouTube video. Did you watch the Yesterworld?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I watched the same one like 2 nights ago.
Oh, I did. That was about when I watched it. Yeah, that's very good. We're talking about the history of what it was and what they were trying to do and why it shut down the way that it did. Ken, you ever been out to Cali?
I have never been to California. I lived there right next to it and never went.
I mean, you were in Idaho.
I was in Idaho, yeah. Went to Oregon, but I didn't go to California.
Yeah. Or you probably got enough of California in Oregon.
Well, I got enough of California in Boise because that's where everybody moved to Boise from was California. Complaining about this was 10 years ago. more than 10 years ago, they were complaining about California then as far as taxes and traffic and
Whoa,
crime.
whoa, Ken. I just ask you to do the real news. Gavin Newsom has assured us that there is no real crime in California, and the taxes are relatively low. They make more money in California than anywhere else in the world, according to Gavin Newsom.
He has not been watching The Rookie because they're just having a tough time.
They're having a difficult time over there in Cali. I believe Vicky is back, and I'm glad she is. Vicky wanted to talk about the Acme Feed and Seed. We were discussing that before we get off on a tangent on Gavin Newsom in California. Hello, Vicky. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Should I be on speakerphone or not?
You sound fine to me, Vicky. So as long as you sound good to me and sound good to the audience, you're A-okay.
Oh, great. Well, I just wanted to say I care a lot about Acme Feed and Seed and Ernest Tubbs and all of our historic locations. And I just want to say a big thank you to Tom Morales. He's an awesome guy that saved so many things. But don't we have some kind of a historic organization that wants to preserve stuff in Nashville? I mean, I'm ignorant about that kind of stuff, but if we don't, I mean, there's so much money in Nashville. Couldn't we do a GoFundMe and help these businesses out?
Well, what we need to do is demand that our city leadership listen to the business owners that are set to shut down and do something about the onerous property taxes that they've put on businesses and residents alike. Sadly,
yeah, they have to start voting, voting the right way.
It is true. Obviously, I'm not in the business of, let's say it this way. I think we need to get the word out as to why the businesses are operating in the fashion that they are. The fact that we get this word out should be enough to level somewhat of a line in the sand to these politicians that we simply cannot survive, and they're going to slay the golden goose. I don't know that we need corporate or business charity in order to solve this problem as much as we need public awareness as to where the problem comes from. You know what I mean?
No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't take charity. It really shouldn't. Well, this story has been going on for decades. We had a business down on 2nd Avenue and Broadway in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And do you know that back then we were on the historic register nationwide for the longest string of German buildings built on a river in the United States. And we lost that status when Opryland tore down a building on 2nd Avenue and built the Wild Horse Saloon. That was the end of that. And as soon as that happened, our rent went up from, affordable to like $2,000 a month, which is nothing now, but back then it was something. So we had to move our business inside of Thousand Faces. Linda was Thousand Faces. She took us in. And then there was a fire upstairs, and we had to move out of there. But we bought Ernest Tubbs record shops, all of their album, everything that held their albums. I can't think of what you call them. And we moved in next door to Acme Feed and Seed, upstairs across from the Hard Rock, with a vintage vinyl shop.
Mm-hmm.
And we were ready to open our doors, and somebody walked in and said, "Oh, y'all have to move out. B.B. King wants to buy this building."
What?
So we were going to be across from Hard Rock, man. We were just so happy.
Aww.
But it's an ongoing saga that just keeps getting worse.
Vicky, if you know, I don't know if you know Tom personally, but if you do, tell him that I want him on the show. I'd love to have Tom Morales on the show to tell his story about his vision to save the Loveless, his vision to save Woolworth, and his vision to save Acme, and how, sadly, the lack of vision on the part of the city leadership today is set to potentially close at least one of those three iconic properties down.
Yeah, I wish I did know him that well. I've known him and been around his circle since the 80s, but I really don't know him personally. But I do know Acme Feed and Seed. I bought my dog food there. I even have a bench in front of my garage that was built there.
That's
that
cool.
I mean, it's custom, it's like 14 feet long. It's not a bench you sit in. It's a bench you put bags of feed on,
Yeah. Well, Vicki, I'm so glad you called. I'm so glad you're listening, and I appreciate your perspective. Could not agree with you more. I haven't been here very long like you have, but I certainly understand the value of those things that make Nashville, Nashville, that make Nashville unique from every other place in the world. It's 54 after the hour on Super Talk.